You gotta get into the groove.
Hi, this is Leung back with Groove Asia Live. If you join us live, give us a hashtag live. If you join us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. And so, hey, today is a very special day. Why? Because not only do we have a very special session for you, we have a very special guest, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have some additional special guest or guest later on as well. Who knows? Time will tell. But hey, what a great time to be alive. What a time to be alive. What a time to be in the Groove community. What a time for you to be right here. Because right here, right now, is truly a moment in time, a moment in history. There are so many things that are going on, huge opportunities. Do you believe right now, do you agree that we have lots of huge opportunities right here within the Groove community at this moment in time? If you do, type in the word opportunity inside the comments. That's because not only do we have the Groove launch that is going on, we have the VIP clubs. We just went ahead and did the mini course on virtual speaking not too long ago. We got the one-day intensive that's coming up very soon. We got the protege program. We have so many more things and continuation of education of G Lives. And we just wrapped up another day of, if you actually been following along right here on G Lives, you will know that today, actually in GMT plus 8 time, we just wrapped up our 4th webinar of the day with Mr. Mike Phil, saying all these things, all these amazing things, right, comes with opportunity, and with opportunity also comes with results. And so if you know anything about what we're doing, we have huge goals. We have huge initiatives. We have all these things that are already set in plan. And if you want it, you actually have the opportunity yourself to be a part of that as well. Do you want to be a part of that? If you do, type in the word yes inside the comments, because I was just talking backstage. I was talking in the backstage right before we came on live with our special guest. And we were talking about how not only are all the systems already in place, but in addition to that, if you do everything that is already proven, if you follow the model, if you do what we do, just so that you know, with the very small, tiny project over the last 12 hours, it wasn't even a full day. Over the last 12 hours, we did a series of virtual events. And guess what? Within the Groove community, we did over 6 figures in just that time frame, over $100,000. We're talking about real world results. And yes, it's normally very exciting, right? Do you think that's amazing? Over $100,000 USD in less than 1 day, and plenty more where that came from. If you think that's exciting, type in the word exciting inside the comments. And that's why we say there is so much opportunity, right? Because that is only a fraction of everything that we're doing here. But I understand at the same time that there's so much opportunity that it can be overwhelming, that you don't know where to start, right? Very good examples. We invite you to leave a comment and let us know if you're interested in being a part of our protege program. We invite you to our one-day initiative where you can learn how to be a part of all these things that we're doing. And let's just say the results were underwhelming, not because the opportunity wasn't there. It's probably because there's so many things going on that you just don't know where to start, right? But here's the thing. Time waits for nobody. Success waits for nobody. In fact, money loves speed. And so once you miss the opportunity, once you miss the boat, once the time passes you by, it is essentially gone forever. Just like how if you failed to plan, then you plan to fail in the last 12 hours, that piece of the pie of the $100,000 USD, if you had been a part of that, it would have been for you, right? You would have gotten a piece of that. But if you sat back, you did nothing, you relaxed, you watched things happen, then unfortunately, you got no piece of that. But the good news is that more things are coming up. right? We have that 1-day intensive next week. We have our protege program that starts next week. We have our TTT, train the trainer training. Okay, that's next week as well, and so much more. My next question to you is, will you miss the boat again? Or will we learn from our past mistakes and know that time waits for nobody? Once the opportunity is gone, it could potentially be gone forever. And so with that, this is a great transition into the introduction of the guest that I want to introduce to you here today. You see, this is a special guest who has been a part of the Groove community for months now. And he has been a part, so big of a part, in fact, that not only is he working with us really closely on Groove Asia projects, but he's also working with us on event organization, on our protege stuff, on sales. He is a great mentor to even our mentors. He is like a mentor to our mentors. And so with all of that, the thing is, he's a very hardworking guy. But for those of you who may or may not know, the last week or two is officially what we call Lunar New Year, or right here in Malaysia, we call it Chinese New Year. And this guy's actually in the middle of vacation. He's on holiday back to his hometown, which coincidentally is also right here in Penang, where I am. And so yesterday, we actually had the opportunity to meet up and we chatted about different things. And, we planned basically. Even though this guy is in the middle of his holiday, he decided to take time off from the holiday to actually get to work and to have a meeting with me and to plan some amazing brand new things that will be coming up very, very soon, which you're all going to be hearing about. Don't worry about it. You will be hearing a lot more about. But in that conversation, we had a very interesting chat. You see, I want to understand more about his goals. While everybody else on our teams, in our groups that we're talking to, they're not being very responsive. Many of them they're still on holiday. Even some of the executives, some of the bosses in the communities, right? They're unreachable because it's still holiday mode for many of them. But this guy's always active in the chats. He's active in the conversations. He's initiating different things and calls and meetings. And so I was asking him, hey, what drives you, right? I know that you've been around for a while. You've been doing a lot of really great things in the internet marketing industry, in the seminar space, in the entrepreneurship field. You've been building a lot of communities. You've been very successful in your own right. You have a lot of talent and a lot of your own skills. What drives you to work with us? What drives you to actually be a part of our communities? And his response is that, well, by comparison with a lot of the different things that he wanted to do in the past, had been doing in the past, what we do right here in Groove Asia really aligns with his goals. He is actually one of the opposites of the many situations that we're seeing here right now, because for many of us, who we're talking about before, right, the opportunity is presented in front of us, but we're so overwhelmed that we don't know how to grab those opportunities. Well, on the other side, on the flip side, yes, the opportunities are still there, but while things were still quiet, while people were still on vacation mode, even him himself is still on holiday, he decides to grab the opportunity himself. He decides to create the opportunities. And he says that with everything that we're doing right here, not only do we align with what he has in mind, sharing of the same passion, sharing of the same visions, knowing that together we can achieve freedom by helping each other, by changing lives around the world together. But for him himself, he also knows that this is a platform where, whether or not we have different goals, different objectives, different opportunities, he knows that this is the right platform where he can create his own opportunities. He knows that he can grow. He knows that he can develop. And so with that, this is the exact kind of conversation that we also want to have with you. I told him, man, I said, hey, why don't we do a live show about this? Why don't we do a G Live about this? Because I personally believe that this is a message. Your mentality is absolutely something that our fellow Groovesters right here within the Groove Asia community absolutely need to hear. Because again, I'm just watching blindly as opportunities pass by one by one by one, and all these potential leaders, aspiring mentors, even those who are already within our leadership space, they watched these opportunities pass them by because of a variety of different reasons. Maybe they were overwhelmed. Maybe they were sabotaging themselves without realizing it. Maybe, just maybe, they don't know what the opportunity value actually is. So, what I want to do is, amongst the many things that this guy is more than qualified to be sharing with you about leadership, about how to be a great presenter, how to be a true salesman. He is the CEO, by the way, of our companies and many things that we do in our different brand new businesses. So he is more than qualified to be talking to you about so many different things. But today, I want to start from the fundamental. For those of you who need those basics, the core of what's going to make you successful in the first place, to know how to not rob yourself from the potential success with the opportunities that's already right in front of you, in the palm of your hands. The only thing that would be stopping yourself from grabbing a hold of that brass ring would be you. Okay, not us, not the community. The opportunity is right here. If you end up not doing anything, and we have another $100,000, add an extra zero, add another extra zero, and you don't get a piece of that, there is absolutely nobody to blame except for yourself. And so with that, we don't want these kinds of opportunities to pass you by. We want you to know exactly what you need to do to take control and become a true leader within your community. Are you ready to take control? If you are, type in the word control inside the comments. And without any further ado, what I want to do right now is to officially introduce you to the man who will talk to you not only more about the Groove opportunity that's available to you, but how to take control and take advantage of that opportunity. While in the middle of vacation, you will see that he's relaxing. It looks like he's on the water side at the beach. He's on his balcony or something, really relaxing where I want to be. But as you can probably tell in just a moment's time, this is a guy who obviously should be spending more time with his family, with his loved ones. But nope, he is spending time with us right here today because he sees the value in the middle of his holiday. Let's give a big round of virtual applause and welcome to Groove Asia Live. Let's give a huge hand to Mr. Ching Yu. What's up, Ching Yu? Thank you for joining us. You can see that he's not even on his laptop. He's right there, hanging out, chilling out on his phone, it looks like, right? Because I don't know, maybe you didn't bring your laptop with you. Maybe it's just more of a holiday spirit, holiday atmosphere. But as you can see, a huge welcome and gratitude is in order. You could be spending time doing what you want to do, but you are here, Mr. Chingy. So thank you very much for that. And welcome to G Live.
Thank you, Simon. It's great to see all of you joining us live right now. And, I really appreciate being able to be here with all of you today. So, yeah, yesterday, me and Simon, we managed to meet up close to his place. He treated me to a couple of drinks, and then we've got a nice Korean food together. It's great to be seeing the family. Always good to see Ming Liang and QQ. QQ is like just so bright, such a bright girl. And yeah, and then we were discussing with each other about the plans ahead that we wanted to drive for the Groove Asia community, how that we can move things forward to continue growing all of these plans. And then Simon said, hey, would you like to just hop onto a G Live sometime tomorrow or next week? And say, hey, let's just do it tomorrow. And I think that's the key thing. When an opportunity presents itself to move forward for your own personal progress or the projects that you're working on, take the initiative to just get it done as soon as possible. That's why I said tomorrow, as soon as possible rather than next week. Even though, like what Simon said, I could be with my friends and family over here, but I know that this is important. Right? I believe in Groove Asia's vision. I believe in the community that Simon, John, and all the leaders has brought together, that we are here to do something amazing. We are here to help people achieve freedom by changing all of the people's lives all around the world. And let me tell you, the impact that we are already making, is amazing. But just imagine, if all of us just align together and just consistently take action one step at a time, what can we achieve? Anything and everything.
Anything and everything possible. Yes, absolutely. And they're obviously just the beginning of many potential things that we can be talking about. But before we get into that, before we talk about the opportunities, before we talk about the mindset associated with it, your own motivation and everything that you need to do for yourself, the mentality, the attitude. Let's talk about you, Ching Yu. Because I know that for many of us who are joining us right now, whether hashtag live or hashtag replay, there are many that obviously know who you are from the hellos that we're getting from Tok Tok and Tara and Nicholas and VJ and Fiona and so many more people in the back. But there's also going to be, as every single day, we have more and more people joining our community. In fact, as we just mentioned with Groove, we also just welcome in an extra over $100,000 USD worth of brand new members who will eventually meet you, whether joining us right now on the replay, not so soon. So there's going to be a lot of people who don't know who you are. If you can just spend a few moments just to share with us a little bit about yourself, your history, and hey, what are you doing here? So, Mr. Ching Yu, let's hear from you.
Okay, sure. So, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Ching Yu Tan, and I'm from Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia. As you can see in my background, right at the beach side, at my family's place, right next to the beach, in Penang. So basically, my history is since 2012, I've been helping speakers expand their reach across Asia, of course, together with my partners, John with Summit as a seminar promoter. And then I used to conduct a lot of seminars and programs together with one of my former partners in the UK. We used to cover motivational seminars, business seminars, even spiritual retreats where we create exciting activities where people are able to get breakthroughs in just a single day, in just a single session. And what drives me really is the idea that within every single one of us, I believe that we have a gift. We have a gift to share to the world. Okay. And all of us with that gift is like a piece of the puzzle. If only we brought all of our gifts into the world, all of the pieces of this beautiful puzzles that lies within us into this world, imagine the beautiful tapestry, the painting that we are able to build together. And I believe that's one of my purpose in my life is to help facilitate by bringing your gifts into this world and to be able to create this opportunities and work hand in hand together so that we can achieve success and freedom together.
Yeah, and that really is the gist of it, right? That's what our community, our mission, everything that we're doing. That's exactly what it's all about. I think that's one of the biggest things that really differentiate us. I know that we're talking about different companies and different communities. Oftentimes, we talk about different event organizers, speakers, seminar promoters, right? Who either are no longer around or could not handle the changes of everything that happened over the last 2 years. And really, what it boils down to is the mentality, right? What it boils down to is the mission, what your actual objective is. For Ching Yu, obviously, he really, really believes in our vision. That's why he chose to also give up his other opportunities and different things that he was working on to focus on this community, because we know that all of our goals is geared to help you, to help anybody else who wants to be helped, who needs to be helped. And so with all of that, that's why a big part of our focus is. Even when we're talking to people like John or Terrence and any one of the powers that be in Groove, we're always talking about how we can provide more opportunities, how we can provide more chances for you to learn, to improve yourself, to be a part of what we're doing, the partnerships and all that great thing, right? All those great things. The problem is exactly what we just mentioned as well, right? People are become overwhelmed. There's different roadblocks that keep them from achieving their successes. So great examples, right? We just moments here's the thing, right? The moments before we came on live, we're doing some kind of sound check, right? And here's the thing about everything that we do. Every time that we reach out to you, whether as a team, in a group, individually, everything is an opportunity. Sometimes they may be hidden opportunities. Sometimes you don't know them to be opportunities. And so now we have this opportunity because moments before we came on live, we wanted to do this sound check and we sent the message, or Ching Yu sent the message into our group to pretty much everyone that were in there. And he was like, hey, so we want somebody to help us with the sound check and all those things. And out of the all the people who actually showed up inside of the group, only 2 or 3 actually responded and came into the back. And so with that, for about 20, 30 minutes before we actually went on live, we had some pretty insightful conversations. We talked about some planning things that would only involve the meetings of only those who happen to be in that group. And even after this session is over, we might even invite 1 or 2 of them to come up if they're up for it and things like that. So everything is an opportunity. Whether or not you see it as an opportunity, there's always an opportunity at the end of the funnel with all of that. So what we want to really make sure that you understand, whenever we reach out to you, right? Whenever there is an opportunity to invite you to come to a meeting, to tag you at an event or in a social media post, it is your opportunity to get yourself seen as a leader, to get yourself seen as a mentor, because you'll never know the next big invitation for you to become a speaker, for you to become a profit sharing partner in a variety of different projects that we'll be working on, a piece of that $100,000 pie that we just talked about, right? You never know when that next opportunity is going to come up. So with that, how can you fight through that? How can you be in that minority? How can you, when an opportunity is presented to you, just like what Ching Yu was talking about earlier, regardless of whether or not you might be in holiday mode, regardless of whether or not location-wise you're actually on holiday, spending time with your family, you still decide to grab hold of that brass ring and make sure that you take hold of that opportunity when it presents itself, right? So a little bit of a mentality mindset behind that. I want to go back to you, Chin Yu, because obviously you are somebody who is an action taker, and we saw over here, Mr. Nicholas. One of the biggest things that we talk about here in Groove Asia is take action, right? I mean, every single video, every single live that we do, I say take action right now. Let us know if you have any questions, right? It's all about taking action. If you don't take action, even if you got the invitation, even if you saw the G Live with an invitation, even if you got presented with an opportunity, it means absolutely nothing if you do nothing. So, Mr. Ching Yu, in your opinion, what do you think are the biggest roadblocks that people face, people, approach and see every single day? And one big roadblock that I would say actually prevents them from achieving results, achieving success, and taking that action in the first place. What is that biggest roadblock that you see that stops people from achieving this success?
Yep. I think the biggest roadblock that people face is actually not having the clarity on what they want. Okay, most people can't even recognize opportunity when it's presented to them because they never really took the time out to themselves to really reflect what's important in my life. What do I want? What kind of lifestyle do I want to live? What kind of life do I want to design for myself rather than living it by default? Right? We want to live a life by design, not by default. And I feel that it's important for us to take time to be clear on what we want because our mind tunes in towards what we focus on. If we are unclear, we are blur, it'll be just like a radio in our car, and we are just browsing through the frequency, and then everything is fuzzy. But if we know we want to tune into a certain channel, a channel of success, a channel of achievement, a channel of fulfilling relationships, our mind will be able to focus into it, able to tune it, and we are able to receive the message and grab the opportunities. And when the opportunity presents itself, I think one of the things that also gets in people's ways is procrastination, right? It's like the opportunity is right there before you, and then most people will say, "Oh, I'll think about it." Right? How many of you can relate to that? Just type into the chat. I faced it before, okay, and it was a huge roadblock for me. Uh, by being in this amazing community and amongst your great mentors like Simon, I was able to help myself overcome procrastination. And really, the step to overcoming procrastination is to just hashtag take action, like what Nicholas says, right? And just right before your mind can even say, "Oh, I'll think up." No, I'm going to commit. I'm going to take action, and I'm going to take that first step. Just take that first step that will bring you closer to your goals.
Yeah, those first steps are really important, right? And to understand what those first steps are also really important. And that's why I think when it comes to opportunities that present themselves, a lot of times, I mean, we do, if necessary, to contact you personally and individually about different opportunities in case you missed it, right? But in the cases of the different, let's say the virtual speaker events, the mini course that happened last weekend. I don't know how many people, like usually after the fact, right? They'll say, "Oh my gosh, I missed it," or "I don't know how I can access it," or "Can I catch the replay?" or "Where can I join?" or "Is there gonna be another one?" Now the thing is, everybody was invited the exact same way at the exact same time through Facebook posts, through promotions, through G Lives and everything else. Why is it that some people got the message and took action while others didn't, right? For people who were presented with the protege opportunity to partner with us, to become a part of the inner circle, to join us inside of our projects and really be a potential revenue sharing partner with all of us. Why is it that some people see the opportunity and took action while others didn't, right? They were there for the exact same presentation. They were there when we share with them what those opportunities are, but yet some people did it and some people didn't. Just like when we say, "Hey, go to my Facebook page or go to my Facebook profile and comment on this particular post if you want to be invited to the next session," right? Some people take action and some people leave comments while others don't. Just like when we posted inside the chat group, right? "Hey, who can come in and help us?" Some people showed up while some people completely ignored the opportunity just as if it didn't even exist in the first place. So my curiosity is, when people are provided with the same opportunities, in your opinion, Mr. Ching Yu, why is it that some people take action and some people don't? When some people are presented with the exact same chances to make money or to become successful, why is it that some people do become successful while others fail? What is that missing element? What is the missing link that separates those who take action versus those who don't? Those who fail for this versus those who succeed. What is that missing link that you think is the grilling point that allows them to achieve those results that we seek?
Yep. The missing link, I think, is to really emphasize on this point. Even though I repeat myself, it's so important. It is clarity in your goals, in your mission, in your vision. Okay, because without clarity, there is no priority. Okay, you do not. Without clarity in your goals, you won't prioritize your goals in your life. And how often do we hear this? Oh, life happens, right? And then just like that, we get distracted away from the opportunity that we have on hand. Those people who actually succeed and take action when presented the same opportunities are those who are clear on exactly what they want in their lives. And then they see, okay, this is exactly how it fits with what I want. Or in fact, They are able to see, okay, these are the resources that's presented to me. Okay, how is it that I can make full use of these resources and align it towards my goals? Because sometimes alignment doesn't have to be 100%. Sometimes all you need is to have the resources made available to you. Then you are the alchemist of your life. You can melt and create the life that you want with whatever resources there is. And then, whereas those people who are presented the same resources, the same opportunities, they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, that's nice, that's shiny, I'm really hyped up about this opportunity, right? But then, I think I'll take action next week. I'll think about it. I'll discuss it with my partner, my loved ones. I think, the investment is too much. Oh, man, how many opportunities have we robbed ourselves? And let me tell you, the average life expectancy of people today, I think, ranges anything between 78 for men, and then maybe 82 for women, right? And then just imagine, if we imagine how much time we have left on this earth. I have an app, okay, on my phone. It's called Time Left. Okay, it shows me the exact time left that I have on this earth. Okay, of course, it's based on actuarial tables and all of that. Okay, it's not something that's like astrological or whatever, but that helps keep my life into perspective, and it gives a sense of context and urgency to understand that every single moment that's passing by is my life passing by that I'll never ever get back. And if I continue to procrastinate, I'll never know what will happen tomorrow. And so I would urge all of you to just think and reflect upon what you want in your life, this gift of life that's been given to us, and put it into the context of how much time do we have left on this earth? How much time do we have left to really create the vision that lives within us, rather than to have our gifts buried in the cemetery, right? Where people are unable to hear our message, people are not able to live and breathe our legacy, people are unable to change their own lives, overcome the challenges that you personally faced. And imagine, I believe that every single one of us will face insurmountable challenges. At that point in time, we thought it was insurmountable. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to overcome this? But you know what? As long as you're living and breathing today, I believe you have overcome unsurmountable challenges. And within that is your message, is your gift to the world. And I believe it is our duty, our dharma, to honor that gift and bring it out into this world. So that's what differentiates people who are successful when presented an opportunity, and those who aren't, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of that makes a lot of sense as well. I mean, it has to do with, your mentality, your outlook on the different opportunities. But at the same time, you're talking about, an app, that tells you how much time that you have left, and obviously not completely accurate, and maybe even partly a joke and things like that. But when it comes to time, I think that really is an issue that come across to many people, right? Because one way to think about this is, yes, we have a limited time on Earth. There's a limited amount of time on what it is that we can do, a limited amount of time in terms of accomplishing all of that. But at the same time, that can also be the blocker, right? Because now people are thinking, well, I don't have time. I only have a limited time in my day, in my week, and I want to spend it doing what is important to them, not realizing that it's actually being counterproductive because it's stopping themselves from reaching for those goals. It's stopping themselves for building that legacy that you were talking about, and really in the cemetery where there's all these dreams and hopes that never materialize, right? It's one of the saddest places ever, not because of what's over, but what was not accomplished before things were over, right? Because you cannot be sad about things being over. Nobody, right? Not a single one of us is coming out of this game of life alive, right? So the end, for lack of better terms, is going to come for all of us. But what did we accomplish during that time that we're still able to, right? While we still have the power to breathe and we know how to blink and we know how to do things and we still have the ability to move, how do we maximize that time to ensure that we didn't waste it? Just like opportunities passing you by, right? Once the time is gone, it is gone forever. So with many people with the mentality of time, they go about it the wrong way, right? They see the opportunity. Wow, I get to be a part of the protege program. Wow, maybe I can take 30 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour of my day to come on G Live, do an interview, be in the background, do some sound checks, right? And yet some people don't want to take that time because just like with everything else, whether it's coming on G Live, whether it's giving a hand, right, to their fellow team member, whether it's as big as pursuing their dreams. A lot of people, they complain that they just don't have time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to invest in what ultimately can be a changing point in your life. So, what should they do? What would you tell somebody who tells you that I just don't have time, man? I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And at the end of the day, right, I just don't have what it takes to put in the efforts to build my dreams for myself, for my family. What do you tell these people who basically complain that they themselves don't even have the time for themselves on their own, much less to build and pursue their dreams? What do you tell them?
Yeah. Well, what I will share with people is that it's very easy for us to get caught up with the habits that we have created for ourselves, be it in work, in relationships, in our day-to-day lives. And the result shows because we are creatures of habits, and everything that presents itself in our lives, the way we live, the way we breathe, how fit we are, be it mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or financially, it shows up because of our habits. Okay, and if you're not getting the results that you want in your life right now, and then for some people who may be even complaining, moaning, justifying their situation, know that life is entirely in your control. Okay, know that every single moment, one of the best mental models that you can have and use is a concept shared in the realm of economics. Okay, and that's the concept of opportunity cost. Every single hour, every single minute that you invest into doing something or not doing something is costing you. Every moment that you do not take action, and for example, sign up for the Protege program, volunteer yourself as a leader to be part of our inner team, to be constantly engaging with us, it's an opportunity where you lose precious hands-on action, practical action, where you can actually leverage off our resources and software that we pay for example. Okay, where you're able to actually experience it, learn it, and to have conversations with us that could make all of the difference in your lives. Because for the leaders who has been with us throughout all of this time, they are making the most out of their time. Like for example, with Annie, she whenever she's facing a challenge, she messages me on a messenger and say, hey, I need help with this streaming. Can you help me out? Can you guide me through it? And I say, yeah, sure. So these are learning opportunities that will invariably empower her to be able to to grow her skills and to grow her own businesses and grow the projects within Groove Asia as well. So what I would say is that for people like that who say that they don't have the time, let me ask you, okay, you don't have the time to create the life that you imagine, the freedom that you want, the freedom that you could not only give yourself, but to give your family, your loved ones. If not now, then when? If you don't take action now, it's not going to happen. If you're just going to go about life just to go along, just to get along, you're not going to get there. You have to do something different. And I I know I may sound polarizing, right? But what I really am is passionate. I'm passionate in the human vision. I'm passionate in the gifts that we all have. I'm passionate about the lives and freedom that we all could live. Okay, like what Simon shared. I had the opportunity where in the past 2 years I was helping one of this corporate sales training company. Okay, and I helped them grow by 2.7x year on year on their revenue, and to grow their marketing team as well. It was great, right? We were getting great results, but I knew that there was something more for myself, and that every moment that I put into that contract, into that commitment, I was sacrificing a part of my vision where I could not fully realize it. And magical things happen when you commit, when you are able to have that clarity. Because the moment that I decided, okay, I'm going to end this contract, and then in the year 2022, I'm going to commit to my vision, to grow my vision. You know what? The opportunity of Groove Asia presented itself to me. I was on a call with John, the CEO of Groove Asia, and Simon Leung's partner, and then yeah, we were just having a casual conversation. We say, hey, let's plan ahead for the speakers that I'm representing. Let's schedule them in, and then I like to see how I can support more in Groove Asia. And oh, by the way, I've also terminated my contract, and I'll be free in 2022 onwards to focus on more things. And then John immediately he just opened his mouth and said, that changes everything. How would you like to play a bigger role in Groove Asia? Me and Simon will be in Penang, and could you just come on by? And then without hesitation, I said yes. Let me just make the arrangements. And you know what? I booked my flight. I flew over to Penang, and the rest is history. Today, I'm working very closely, very intimately together with Simon, with John, and all of the other partners and the board to realize this vision. So the moment you have clarity in your life, commit to it, and to a certain extent, have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith that you are able to achieve and create that vision. And magical things will happen. And when you look back in life, you'll say, wow, I'm glad I did, rather than I wish I did.
There you go. Make sure that you take an action today, right? Make a decision today that your future self is going to be thanking you for. Not looking back and saying, oh, what if I did this? What if I had taken advantage of that opportunity? Now, of course, if the opportunity never presented itself, you never had a chance in hell in the first place, right? Then there's no regrets. No regrets that you can have. But what if there was a chance for you to make a life-changing decision at that point in time, and you never took it, while others who were presented the exact same opportunity as you, they made time to do it, right? They made the investments in themselves, the time, the effort, the energy, maybe even financially to partake in those opportunities. How did their lives change, right? How could you have been a part of that? And so, with all of that, obviously, we don't want to preach to the choir. We don't want to, continue on and hoping that the entire crowd, our audience, is always going to be a group of non-action takers, right? We want you to make progress. Do you want to make progress? If you do, type in the word progress inside the comments. So there's two kinds of people that we're talking to right now, right? Number one are those who need to make progress, which is why we talked about what we have been talking about. You need to make time, you need to pursue your dream, you need to see the opportunity and actually act on that. Otherwise, you miss out on those opportunities. And then there's number two, right? The second kind of crowd that we're talking to are those who already see the opportunity. Mentally, they are excited about the opportunities. They know what the potentials are. They cannot wait to jump on board. They are the first to register, for a group meeting, to volunteer, to become a leader, to become a mentor, to become a part of the protege program, to sign up for the webinars. They signed up for our mini courses. They're going to be a part of our one-day initiative. They promoted the webinars, and they're going to continue to promote the platinum account. In fact, they upgraded to the Groove Asia Platinum account because they know they get to be a part of the Groove Asia Platinum group, right? A VIP club where we're going to help you to earn more commissions. And you also want to be a partner. You also want to be a director. You also want to be a manager in so many different opportunities. So in that case, that second group of people, right? Now we have a message to you. And that is just because you have the ability to recognize opportunities, it doesn't mean that all your problems will be behind you. In fact, that might be just the beginning. We call this the shiny object syndrome, right? There's just so many different things that's shining, distracting you that now you want to do this, but that looks good as well. And it's like you're at a buffet and you want everything. And before you know it, your entire table is full of plates. And, if you've dined with us, I mean, Ching Yu knows I don't eat that much. In fact, yesterday we couldn't finish everything. Ching Yu finished, and Ching Yu, in Malaysia we say sapu, you sweep. He just cleared the table, cleared everything, right? But when you're not at a table where people have the ability to recognize the opportunities, they see the value, they don't know to sapu, they don't know to sweep everything up, right? But what if you are just like Ching Yu, right? Not just when it comes to food, but also when it comes to opportunities. He told me, wow, there's so many things that you guys are doing. I'm excited about all of them. Which one do you think is most suitable for me? And I started to talk to him. I said, well, are you interested in becoming a speaker? Yes. Are you interested in building your community? Yes. Are you interested in having your own programs? Yes. Do you want to speak on stages? Yes. Do you want to organize events? Yes. Do you want to become, CEO of our company's profit share? Do you want to work with other speakers as well in speaker bureau? It was yes, 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 yes to everything. But to me, I know that Ching Yu actually can handle it. I know that even if he needed help in order to get things done, he knows to recruit the resources. He knows of the resources that we already have to be able to get things done. So I know that we can handle things like that. But let's just say, because Ching Yu, earlier you were mentioning a few of our mentors, like Annie, for example. We talk about George a lot. We also talk about Nicholas, obviously one of our leading mentors as well in the community. And yes, absolutely true. So many opportunities, right? And very similar to probably you, I'm interested in this project. I'm interested in the fintech space. I want to get into the cruises. Let's do e-commerce. Let's do affiliate marketing. Let's do speaking. Let's do event organization. Let's build our own businesses, right? So with all of that, this becomes a problem where now we're like in a hamster wheel, right? We're going round and round and around. And the more that we walk, the more that we run in that hamster wheel, the more opportunities are presented to us and the more excited that we actually get. So how do we get out of the hamster wheel mentally of consistently chasing opportunities Maybe some opportunities are right for them, but some opportunities may not be. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with chasing opportunities if, like Ching Yu, right, you know that you can handle it, or you have the right team, the right people by your side, the right executives, the right partners, the right leaders, the right resources who can help us to get there eventually together, not alone, but together. On the other hand, there are those who just chase opportunities just for the sake of chasing opportunities, and as a result, nothing happens. Nothing materializes, right? They're working by themselves. They have so many different things that they're excited about. They have 100 projects, all of which are 80 to 90% done, which means that none of them are making money. None of them are complete. None of them are even realistically feasible for them to focus on to get results in, much less, to profit from, to become successful in, and to help others to do the same thing. They themselves cannot help others. So how do we get people out of that hamster wheel of death, right? To constantly chase different opportunities and in the end, not materializing any of it at all.
Yep. So, yes, the hamster wheel of death. I like that. Right. Yeah. So they are constantly chasing, and then in the end, they wear themselves out. Right. They are not building in the foundations. They are not completing the buildings. They are not developing entirely and fully. And I think most importantly, they are not really mastering anything. Uh, and what I would say is that in order for us to get out of that hamster wheel of death, I was there. You know, when you get to a certain stage in your life, and well, funnily enough, when you get on stage, plenty of opportunities presents itself to you. Right, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. But the most important thing for us to get out of that hamster wheel is to commit until we succeed, where we know we are giving our all and seeing it through up until the very end. Now, whether whether it's right or not for us, it may not be apparently clear right at the beginning. But as long as we commit, we put in the action, we put in the work, we give our all, then there will be more and more clarity. And again, I repeat myself: clarity, clarity, clarity. You must have clarity in the first place. Without clarity, you don't know what to prioritize in your life. You don't know what to prioritize in your life. You don't know what to commit in your life. So, for example, if we are talking about a relationship, right? If you have no clarity on the kinds of person that you want to be with, the kind of person that you want to live your day-to-day life with, then you will just be spreading your focus on everybody, and you're not able to create the depth of what an amazing relationship could be, right? So having clarity is absolutely essential, and having that commitment to succeed is so important.
Yeah, the commitment is definitely very important, especially when going back to the opportunities that present themselves right here in Groove Asia. It's very easy for us to get overwhelmed. I know because it is sales 101, right? I mean, we teach people to only give people one call to action. We tell them to only give them one link, right? Only to sell one thing. The more that you start to sell, the more that you start to present, the more opportunities that is on the table, the more confusing they will be. Going back to sales, right? Either you focus on selling one thing or you don't sell anything at all. As we say, a confused mind never buys, right? So you need to make sure that clarity is there, whether as a salesperson selling them one thing so the customer has that one focus of a product or service that they need or want to buy, as well as the opportunity. Now, I know that it's also very important for us to get clarity on what we want. And of course, when it comes to all the different opportunities, we also know that it might not be for everybody. Some people don't want to be leaders. Some people don't want to be speakers. Some people don't want to be on stages, right? But one thing that I know, otherwise you wouldn't be in this community, that all of us want is we want a certain element of success. We want freedom. Maybe we're interested in helping other people. Maybe we want to take care of our family. Maybe we want to survive. Maybe we want to do something for ourselves as well as for others. Regardless of the case, you are aspiring marketers, potential successful internet marketers and entrepreneurs. And so with all of that, I think that's the one thing that we all have in common. With that said, though, right? The problem is, I think for many of us, we are guilty of the same thing within the Groove Asia community. We offer so many things, right? You can say, if you want to be a profit sharing partner with us, then you can do this. If you want to be a speaker, then you can do this and join us in our mini course. If you want to become successful with the CEOs, right, then of course you can join us for the 1-day intensive next week. If you want to be a part of our protege program, then leave a comment over here. The problem with so many different call to actions is that once again, people get overwhelmed. Right. So with that, though, we want to make sure that just because you're overwhelmed, it doesn't mean that it is your excuse to not take any action at all. Because once again, it's one of those opportunities that are passing you by. Right. So before we share with you some additional opportunities that you might want to take action on, before today is over, right, we want to share with you some pending things that if you somehow missed it out in the past, if it overwhelmed you, if you're like, oh my gosh, too many things, and you end up not doing anything, again, right, the whole idea of this session is to make sure that you understand the value in taking not just action, but taking massive action, instantaneous action, time-sensitive action, that if you don't, time will pass you by along with the opportunity itself. So before we reiterate, like what Ching Yu says, we repeat ourselves sometimes because we want to make sure that the important things are engraved in your mind, right? If it's not important, we wouldn't say it in the first place, much less repeat it. But before we repeat some of those additional opportunities that you absolutely do not want to miss out on, that's coming up with deadlines within the next few days or within the next few weeks, right? This is something that I believe we need to adapt. Whenever we get presented with a wide range of opportunities, just like with the Groove applications, right? So many different applications, that should be your fuel to say, this is an awesome deal. I'll dive into it and I'll learn one step at a time, rather than, here's the problem of what most people do, right? Instead of seeing the value of the individual applications, wow, there's 15 apps, 17 apps, 19 apps, over 20 applications. I get so confused with so many different things because a few of them, I don't even know what they are. Then they end up blowing the entire thing off, right? That is a disservice to you, to yourself, just because you are overwhelmed by the wide range of applications, software tools, opportunities, programs, even if things that are for free, right? And they're still overwhelming. We still don't take action on them because we feel like we cannot handle them all on our own. Now, just to let you know, if you are going to be a big part of the Groove community in everything that we're doing today, tomorrow, next month, and beyond, prepare yourself to be presented with different opportunities. Because if you know me, if you know about the Groove community, if you know about all the things that we provide you right here in Groove Asia, you know that we like to over deliver, right? Do you know? I hope you know. Do you appreciate over delivery, by the way? If you do, type in the word over deliver inside the comments. The thing is, we cannot over deliver without over delivering. And when we over deliver, that's the potential for you to get confused, for you to get overwhelmed, and for you to maybe not take any action just because you feel like it's way too much for you. But at the same time, if you feel like you cannot handle over delivery, if you cannot handle all the opportunities that are presented to you, then unfortunately, these opportunities are not for you. Okay, they're not for you in the first place. But if you have the mindset and say, yes, while I am overwhelmed, I want to learn how to overcome that, right? And in a very much more clearer and specific example, Ching Yu, of how we might get overwhelmed with everything that's specifically right here within Groove Asia, and maybe even specifically on what is available to them with our protege programs, with the one-day intensive, with the future mini courses, partnerships, and all the different things, right? All the things that we have to offer. How can we, as individuals, as community, as individual members, how can we not get overwhelmed and maybe even paralyze ourselves to the point where we just freeze up, not do anything, and of course, as we've been mentioning, watch things pass them by? How do we mentally prepare ourselves for the future of being a bigger part of Groove Asia, just like in a way that you trained yourself mentally to be prepared for all the opportunities? What is your best advice to make sure that whatever is coming up next, that they take advantage of every single one of them that is suitable for them?
Yep. So the thing, it goes back again to being clear on what you want, and to be able to ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can do that will give me the biggest impact to drive me towards the goals that I want? Be it if you are, for example, you may be just thinking to yourself, oh, I want to start my journey in entrepreneurship. I want to start my online business. What can I do? I don't have a blueprint. I don't have a map. I don't know where to go. Well, the good news is on the 18th, we have an event where we'll share with you how to start, profit, and scale your business. You could be signing up for that event where we will give you a plan and exactly direct you the step-by-step strategies that you would need to do to create the solid foundations for success for your business. So that's an example. Right? Another example is if you're overwhelmed with all of the apps that's within the Groove suite, the thing that you can do is again ask yourself, okay, for example, if I'm just starting up my business, what's the first thing I need? Oh, okay, I need to create a list. I need to start building my database of emails. So what do I need to do next? Okay, I will need to start collecting emails. How do I start collecting emails? Oh, I'll need to start creating a landing page to be able to have a form in that landing page to collect those emails. So that drives us to using either the Groove pages or Groove funnels apps where we can focus on a single app and to master it and create what we need at that point in time. So the main thing is to focus on one thing at a time until you materialize it. And then once you complete it, you go on to the next thing. And yeah, and to just stay away and train yourself from being distracted, to be able to focus on the task at hand, or maybe even within the context of relationships, is to be able to focus on the person that is right there before you, to be fully present. Be present with the people around you, be present with the task at hand, and commit to creating it and materializing it.
Yeah, the distraction part is definitely very big, right? Because we know that the shiny object syndrome, while there are opportunities, it's one thing to be able to recognize what the opportunities are. It's another thing to be able to completely handle it, to the point where now you need to pace yourself to ensure that things are, is being able to be handled by you, as opposed to taking on things, too many things, and then not materializing any of them at all. And so I think that's where the big opportunities come in when it comes to Groove Asia, and with everything that I believe that we are doing. There's so many people that we've seen within the Groove Asia community or any other community. Ching Yu, you and I both know this. We've been doing this business, we've been in the industry for a very long time. We see a lot of people come and go, right? We see people who make that commitment, kind of, but not the full commitment, as what Tyra was talking about, right? a full commitment, but a semi-commitment. They're kind of there, but they're not really there. They're halfway in, but they're halfway out. They're only here, but for the wrong reasons. Maybe there's nothing in it for them, or their vision don't really align. They say that they want to help each other, everybody else achieve freedom by changing lives, but they actually don't really want to do that. And so with all of that, we see many people come and go, because just like why you join us in the first place, right? Our visions align. And if it doesn't align, then unfortunately, it's something that we cannot control, and that's why for me, if you notice a lot of things that happen within my different communities, in my different projects, if people want to come, they want to join us, we welcome them with open arms. But if they don't have the right mindset, they don't have the right attitude. We talked about a little bit of this yesterday on a customer standpoint, but even on a leadership and a mentorship standpoint, if this is not for you as well, and you decide to go, we're also not gonna, go down our hands and knees and try and beg you to come back, because if it's not for you, then you're also not for us. Now, for that, with that being said, within our community, we also have different people who have very similar kinds of experiences. People who know what it's like to align themselves with the right kind of people, to see people come and go, and also people who are very similar as you, who see and recognize opportunities. It's just that sometimes to themselves, they need to realize whether or not it's the best decision for them at that point in their lives. But ultimately, right, they always end up making the best decisions for themselves and their family. And so with that, this goes back to what we're talking about, right? Before the actual show went on, we shared inside of our mentorship group, hey, who wants to come on, who wants to share, who wants to be a part of us doing what we're doing, at the same time help us with our sound check, and all the while get some insider information, behind the scenes stuff. And so for those of us who are in the back of the room right now, and you want to come up and you want to share as another opportunity with us, I think it's a great opportunity for us and the community as well to also feature you. Just turn on your camera if you feel like this is something that you want to do, because I think that you are a great example of what the kind of leaders we are looking for in this community. Action takers, people who know and recognize opportunities, they execute on them, and they know that they want to help other people in the process. So with that, I want to bring up a couple of different mentors who are in the back of the room right now that we see their cameras turning on. So I'm going to go ahead and invite them up. The first one that we want to invite up is somebody that needs no introduction. Obviously, he was on G Live just a few days ago. He's been with us ever since the beginning of Groove Asia, even before Groove Asia was even in existence. He was a part of the conversation of planning all of that. And of course, within the community, he is somebody who is a huge contributor to many things that we do. And so with that, we want to welcome to the G Live stage, Mr. Ching Yu. Let's give Mr. Nicholas McIntosh a huge welcome. What's up, Mr. Nick? Everyone, let's say hi to Mr. Nicholas inside the comments just to welcome him. Mr. Nicholas, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Mate, it's all going on as always. 100 things at once, the overwhelm as we talk about. But I mean, these opportunities come up, we take them. And you're speaking about overwhelm actually and procrastination. I didn't realize this until I watched something the other day by somebody else, right? This happens all the time. You may do something naturally and you don't know why you do it. As Ching Yu says, right? It's the gift that you have. And so after a while, you sort of focus in on those gifts. Well, that's what you should do, right? Because then things start to come in and you can build a plan and patterns start to develop. But one of the things this young lady mentioned that I found rather fascinating, she said, overwhelm is connected to procrastination. She said, what happens is, right, that people procrastinate because they're overwhelmed about something. So they think about something, they get overwhelmed about it, and then they I'll do it later, right? To calm this overwhelming feeling that they have running through their body. She said, so what you do when you have one of these situations come up, and you've got this overwhelm, rather than just shifting to the procrastination, you've got to break that mental pattern that you've got. Because if you don't break that pattern, you're going to keep going back to it, right? And she said, so what you do is this. Simply, when you feel overwhelmed, count down from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just get up and take some action. And she said, it doesn't matter what the action is, right? As long as it's roughly in the direction of what the thought process was. She said, just get on your computer and write for 5 minutes. Pick up a speaker and or a microphone and just talk into it. Like, you don't even have to be on a live stream or anything, just talk into it. And she said, once you start that process, what you're doing is you're breaking down that mental habit of procrastinating. And if you keep doing that and keep doing it, eventually you'll put yourself in a position where procrastination is no longer an issue. You'll come up with a plan and you'll take action. And literally, that's what I do. I mean, we all have days where I go, oh, man, I don't want to get out of bed and whatever. You just got to get yourself into the mental space. And I'm with Ching Yu. As soon as you get into that mental space and you take action on things, your life will change.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so with that, Mr. Nicholas obviously is the man of action. In just a moment's time, Mr. Nicholas will tell you exactly what to take action on. But before that, we do have another mentor that we do want to introduce to you. Her camera just turned on. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning for her, but it looks like she's actually all made up. All right, she actually did her hair a little bit. I see a little bit of a makeup. So maybe she has a little bit of a plan. Maybe she has nothing to say, or at the very least, she just wants to come and say hi. Obviously, we want to welcome her as well. Another one of our leading mentors, one of our proteges as well, who will be a director within our company, an action taker, one who obviously, as Mr. Ching Yu and Nicholas will also be able to attest, maybe it's one of the latter where she also sees a lot of different opportunities, wants to do many different things, but at the same time, it is a much better problem to have than to not see the opportunity or the potential and not take any action at all. So if there's anyone that you can be learning from to be able to find the good, the value in something, and to make sure that you take massive action on every single opportunity that you get. In fact, one of the very first people who approached us and say, yes, I want to be a protege. Yes, I want to be a director. Yes, talk to me about the opportunities ahead. This is an action taker right here. So let's all give a huge round of applause all the way from Canada, in Canada right now at 2:13 a.m. Let's give a big round of virtual applause. Hello, Annie.
Hello, hello. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah,
So,
it's very, very important. Mindset change. And also you have to know how you show up to help others without any expectation. It's very important. And you need to act in the best of the others. Be selfless. Be selfless. Yeah. So that will be, how you determine yourself to make your dream come true. Yeah, but not
I
yet.
mean,
Soon.
no.
I would
Well, I
be
mean,
soon.
everybody has dreams, right? And as we've been mentioning throughout this entire session, there are a lot of people who stop themselves from realizing what those dreams are, and that's really unfortunate, right? Because it could be because that they have roadblocks along the way. Maybe they're not mentally ready, or as VJ was saying earlier, he's just a big procrastinator, right? You want to put off tomorrow instead of doing it today. So why bother, right? But the thing is, just like with everything here in the Groove Asia community, everything is super time sensitive, right? If you miss out on the live virtual mini course that we did last weekend, we're never doing it again, right? If you missed out on the 4 live master classes, the webinars with Mr. Mike Fustin today, it's gone, right? You'll see a different webinar next week, but the exact same opportunity is gone. The protege program, the 1-day training that we'll be doing with Terrence and Ching Yu, right? Once that's over, it's gonna be gone as well. So you cannot procrastinate. You cannot sleep, right, for a week. a month. You can't even afford sometimes to sleep for a day or two, because sometimes we announce things on the day of, and once you miss out on the opportunity, it is gone forever. So with all of that, I think that the leaders that we have right here on this stage right now, on this virtual stage, are all really action-taking individuals whom we should all be learning from, because it's because of their action taking, it's because they've taken action on the opportunities that were presented to them, that they are now our leaders, that they have future opportunity to become, actual shareholders, maybe even revenue sharing partners of the entire company, all because of their willingness to shine and to step up. So of course, the leaders that you see on the screen right now, you should get to know them. Now, for what we want to invite you to do next, right? We obviously have mentioned a few things that are happening. I believe that Mr. Nicholas is all ready to be sharing with you some action taking steps, right? Mr. Hashtag Take Action. He wants you to be a fast action taker. In fact, if you are going to be a fast action taker, if you want to be a bigger part of the team, you will have the chance to work with Mr. Nicholas very, very closely. He is not just one of our leaders, he is our leaders of the leaders. He leads other leaders, he mentors other mentors within our community, and he does a lot of additional training where usually we only feature the executives, the traditional gurus, or the legitimate speakers, but yet at the same time, during those events, we invite Mr. Nicholas to share his expertise as well, just because of the value that he's able to bring. So, Mr. Nicholas, I believe that we have a few very, very exciting things that are coming up. If you would be so kind as to share exactly what those things are and what action we need to take those next steps.
Excellent. Will do. All right. Well, one of the first things that I want to talk about is the upcoming intensive, right? And Simon mentioned this before. So this is the Start, Profit, and Scale. And Ching Yu's mentioned this as well. This is really one of those chances that you've got, the opportunity, right? And it's staring you right in the face. So this is at grooveasia.cm/intensive. So grooveasia.cm/intensive. And to take action on this is quite simple. Fill out this form, right? It can't be quicker and easier than that. That's the first step. Fill out the form and have a look at what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do, right? If you have Groove, if you have the apps, you're going to want to know how you can get the most out of them. And it doesn't matter what type of business endeavor you're in, you're going to need to know how to start if you haven't started. If you have already started a business, you want to learn how to profit from it. And once you understand how to profit from it, you need to understand how to scale it, because you as an individual don't want to be working 20 hours a day, every day for the rest of your life, right? I mean, one of the reasons you develop an online business is so you can get some time back. That's why I did it. And I'm sure that's why everybody else in this room has done it. And I'm sure that's why you want to do it too, right? So get in here and have a look. Now, it's going to be an amazing program. There's no question about it. And there is a follow-up program to this, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So just bear with me and stick around for a bit longer so I can explain to you why you need to come to this first. So as you can see, Simon is going to be the master trainer. Well, we know he'll over-deliver. He always does, right? But start and then profit. Who's going to talk about profiting? Well, it could be any one of the three gentlemen we've got. But one of the ones that's going to be talking to you about that is Mr. Terence Yao. Now, Terence has got multiple businesses. He's been doing this for over a decade. He's made millions. And like me, Terence is a numbers guy. So if you want to understand what it takes to profit, you need to understand some numbers. Yes, it might be a bit boring and maybe accounting's not your thing. But guess what? If you don't understand the numbers, how are you going to know whether something's working or not? So you've got to start, you've got to profit, and then let's talk about scale. Well, we know who's going to teach us how to scale it, right? Ching Yu. He knows how to scale it because he knows what it takes to get you to take action. He knows how to help you build community. He knows how to help you engage with other people. That's why he's here. I mean, you heard him before. I don't need to tell you how good the man is. You just listen to him, right? Listen to what he has to say and take some action on it. So start, profit, and scale. You need to be at this event. No questions. Go here, grooveasia.cm/free intensive. Right? Free intensive. Get there, sign up. That's the first one, right? So I'll just put that here. Now, following on from this, and I think, Simon, if I stop screen sharing, you might want to bring up your Facebook page for us so that people know where the Protege program is, right? But once we finish doing the start, profit, and scale, you're going to get an idea as to how you can engage a little bit more, not only with your own business, but potentially within Groove Asia as well. Now, one of the programs that we've got coming up is called the Protege program. And what's important about this program is that you are going to learn all of the inside secrets that you need to know. So the little bits and pieces that the gurus never talk about, right? How do I connect this with this? How does, step 1 and step 3 have a relationship? You need to understand all of this about the Protege program, right? And so you're going to get all of the information you need to make sure your business is going to explode into the future, and how you have an opportunity to work within Groove Asia. Now, Simon has mentioned it before. There are opportunities for what we call mentors. As you know, mentors have been around in our community for a while. I'm one, Annie's one, we've got George, and we've got several others, okay? But the thing about the Protege program is you're going to be placed in a position, if you complete it, and you complete it successfully. Now, it's going to take work, but if you get through it, and I shouldn't say if you get through it, when you get through it, right? When you get through it, come out the other end, there's going to be an opportunity there to take on what we call manager roles and director roles. Now, again, there's no guarantee you're going to get one of those, but if you're not in the program, you're never going to have a chance, right? Get to the intensive. When the intensive is over, get into the Protege program. It's not going to last long, and it's going to be the biggest project we've got for 2022 and beyond, because those that take this on are going to be in a position, potentially, to revenue and profit share with Groove Asia. Now, you've just heard what's happened over this weekend with the first live webinar that Groove has done. 6 figures, 100,000 in one day. Now, let me ask you this. Would being invited into a system where you could profit share on events like that happen over and over and over again, week in, week out, month out, and put you in a position to connect with people from all over the globe? Because Groove Asia's got something very unique about it. We're doing something here that Groove is not, right? And that is, we're focused on building communities in multiple languages. Now, we couldn't do this without the Groove platform, so don't get me wrong, right? Groove is an essential component to what we're doing. And they're working behind the scenes to gradually change the platform into multiple languages. That is the actual platform, right? So when you log in, eventually you'll have an opportunity to access all the menus in multiple languages. But what they're not doing is they're not creating sales pages and trainings and everything else in multiple languages. Why? They simply don't have the time. They've got a great group and they're focusing on getting the software perfect for you. so that your business runs like clockwork. And I would say trust me, but at the same time I say don't. Don't trust what people tell you. Trust on what they take action on and show you, right? And Groove is one of those platforms. They are showing you constantly that they're making changes. So one of the other things that I wanted to show is the fact that with Groove Asia, if you go to our homepage now at grooveasia.cm, I'm just bringing it up, you'll notice in Groove Asia, we've already started the process of converting our sales funnels into multiple languages. Now, sure, you can grab an affiliate link and go out there and promote Groove in English if you want, with some of the world's best and biggest marketers who have lists longer than the street you're living on, or you could tap into a market that hasn't been touched yet, into a market where 80% of the world's population doesn't speak English. Numbers, guys, let's go back to that potential, scale, profit, numbers, work it out. We're giving you right now the opportunity of a lifetime to get into the intensive, to get into the protege program, and to be part of a system that is in multiple languages. What do I mean? Well, you can see here at the moment, we have our homepage. Just come over here on Groove Asia, right? It's the homepage. You can come in. It explains all the apps. The one-time offer is running out. I'm not going to get into the details of that. You either can work the numbers and understand what it's really worth, or you don't. You do. You don't. I'd suggest you do, right? But I'm not going to focus on that. What I'm going to focus on is this. You can get to a free account here. And just like any other account with Groove, right? Groove Asia is exactly the same. Give you an affiliate link and you can promote. And there you go. You can see your referrer ID will be down here. And I could promote Groove Asia in English. Fantastic. But what happens if I have someone that speaks a little bit of English, but is better at speaking in another language? What about Chinese or Filipino or Japanese? Now, I'm not going to pick on the Japanese, but I am going to click on this Japanese flag just so you can see what happens. Because when we click on the Japanese flag now, what you'll notice is this entire sales funnel is now in Japanese, right? It's all in Japanese. It explains to them very clearly how the program works and what's in it for them. So you have the capacity now to not only share this opportunity while it lasts, while this one-time offer, like it's going away, 22nd of this month, it's gone forever. Don't come back to us and say, oh, please, I want the opportunity to get in and upgrade at the one-time price. You're being told, I'm telling you right now, this is your last opportunity. It won't come back because Mike won't let it come back, right? We know Mike. Mike put his foot down. That's it. Deal done. So this is your last chance to get in. So if you want to learn how you can promote to the 80% of the world population that nobody is reaching, if you want to learn how to be the best at starting businesses, profiting from those businesses, and scaling those businesses, you need to be on the intensive on the 18th of this month. So write that down, the 18th of this month. And make sure, see, yes, my alarm's going off. I'm organized. I'll get back to you. But here we go. Make sure you're at the intensive, right? It's critical. Be at the intensive. Once you've gone through the intensive, show up to the protege program, and don't just show up, participate, engage, take action, and your life is going to change from this point on. There you go, Simon. Back to you.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing, Mr. Nicholas, of course, in addition to registering yourself, in addition to taking advantage of the platinum offer and making sure that you benefit from everything that you do, we also want to make sure that we do our parts in sharing this with others as well, right? So Mr. Nicholas, what is the best way for them and all of us to be promoting with our own affiliate link, and to make sure that we spread the love as much as possible? As we like to say, sharing is caring. What's the best way for us to get our invitations to our people?
Okay, so let me just bring up a share again. I'm in my dashboard, so let me get this up. It's pretty straightforward, right? Log into your account. Log into your Groove Apps account. I'm going to show you how easy this is. From Groove Apps, I want you to come down to Groove Affiliate, right? Groove Affiliate. Click on Groove Affiliate. Now, when you get here, don't be confused. We're talking about overwhelm before. Don't be confused. What I want you to do is come up to the left and click on this promos icon. It says promos. It's like a big bullhorn. It's yelling out, hey, special offer, right? Click on that, because that's what it means. The special offers, the links. Now, in here, depending on your account, you might have 2 or 3 different programs only. You might have hundreds. Now, I'm going to go into that at the moment, but what I do want to do is this. I want you to come down to GrooveAsia.cm. So find Groove Asia, come over to the far right-hand side and click on the link icon, right? Click on the link. And in here, you will find all of the affiliate links that you can use to promote these programs. When it comes to the intensive program, don't just sign up for yourself. Tell others about it, right? If you've got other people that you want to work with in business, then they need to be on this intensive program too, right? Because they need to understand what's going on so that you can gel, you can create teams, right? So get them in. Scroll down to the very last link at the bottom, and you'll see it says free 1-day intensive. Once you have that link, if you come over to the right-hand side here and you click on this little button here, it will copy it into what we call the computer's cache, or the computer memory, right? And from here, you can then paste that wherever you like. Now, when I say that, I would recommend, if you're going to use these links in social media, then I'd reckon you should use something like Bitly. I'm not going to get into that right now, but make sure you shorten your affiliate links before you put them in social media, because if you don't, nobody will ever see them. The social media sites don't like affiliate programs, right? Let's be honest, they don't. They're trying to make money from their own programs, right? Unless you're paying for an advertisement, they don't like you sharing stuff that will take revenue away from them for free. So make sure you shorten your link. But this is what happens. When I paste this affiliate link into my web browser, or I put it into an email, or I send it out on a Facebook post or a message, what's going to happen when someone clicks on that link is exactly this. They are going to be taken straight to the registration page, right? They are then going to be connected to you because your affiliate ID will be in that URL, which is why we say shorten your link. But that's how you get them there. It's quite easy. Look, let me do this really quick and I'll show you how quick and easy it is. So I'll just close this. I'll just go back to my Groove dashboard. I'm going to go over this one more time really quickly to show you how quickly you can do this. So once you're in your account, come to Groove Affiliate. Wait for Groove Affiliate to load. Once it loads, we're going to click on the promos here. Once promos comes up, I'm going to scroll down and find Groove Asia. Go to the link, scroll down to the bottom, click on here to get the free 1-day intensive link, and I can paste that into my browser, and there I go. I'm ready to go. It's that easy. Can't be any easier than that. Keep it simple. It is simple. Back to you, Simon.
Awesome. So, of course, with Mr. Nicholas, that is definitely one of his expertise, his specialty is just to share with us and show us how easy and how cool it is that the Groove system just allows us to simply get the affiliate links and to promote anything that we want. In fact, for many of the live events, including the mini courses, some of the other meetings, some of the other trainings that we have, we always invite up Mr. Nicholas as often as we can to be sharing a piece of the actual software, how to do different things on a quote unquote technological level. And so with all of that, it is our pleasure to also announce that for Mr. Nicholas, he's also been invited to be sharing with us next week on the 1 day intensive that is scheduled as what Mr. Nicholas mentioned. Write that down on the 18th of February, which is next Friday. If you haven't yet, make sure that you go there to register right now because Mr. Nicholas recently, literally within just a few hours ago, have been extended the invitation, right, to be a part of the training team as well, which he graciously accepted, and we cannot be more excited to have him on board because of the imminent tremendous value that we know that he will be able to bring to the table. All right, so with that, make sure that you don't miss out on all these opportunities, which is the theme of today. Don't be overwhelmed, even though it can be overwhelming, but don't let that stop you from actually taking action, because if you do, the opportunities will be gone. If you're too overwhelmed to take action to become our protege, that's not going to come again for at least another year. Okay, at least another year. So by that time, you would have missed out on all the different profit sharing, revenue sharing, all the chances that you can to become a company shareholder and be a bigger part of everything that we do. Don't just watch things happen, make things happen. Right, and this is your opportunity to do so. So if you need to review everything that we shared with you over the course of the last hour and a half plus, because it's all about how you can maximize these next few days, next few weeks, when it's a very time sensitive time, the moment in history within our community, which is never going to come back, from the ending of the lifetime offer to the one-time events that are coming up, one-time opportunities to become our partners. None of this will be repeated in the foreseeable future. So with all of that, make sure that you take massive action now. All right, so with all of that, let's go ahead and go one round one last time for any parting words. I know that we had two surprise guests at the very last minute, but regardless, I'm sure that you received some additional value from them. Is that true? Did you receive value? If you did, type in the word value inside of the comments. Type in the word value inside of the comments. And so before we let you go, let them go, and let all of us go to enjoy the rest of our day, let's have some round table final words before we let you be. All right, so let's start with Mr. Nicholas. What final words do we have for our community?
Take action. Simple. Keep it sweet. Take action.
Take action as always, right? So thank you very much, Mr. Nicholas. Let's continue on with any parting words that you have for us in the community before we leave.
Just yeah, I agree. Gain clarity is very important. Yeah, it's gain clarity and know where and deep dive. Think about yourself. What is your purpose in here to help people? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We need to share in that vision of helping people and things like that as well. So, Mr. Ching Yu, of course, the man of the hour, in this case, man of the last hour and a half plus. What parting words do we have? And of course, how can we best get in touch with you as well?
Yep. So my parting words is that you can do it. You deserve it. Now is the time to bring your gift into this world. And if you'd like to connect with me, feel free to find me on social media. It's Ching Yu Tan, ChingYuTan. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram or in Facebook. Drop me a DM, and let's keep in touch.
Yeah, and of course, all of our mentors, including those who are on the screen right now, can be found inside of our Facebook group. They're very active. They're always helping to answer questions, always over delivering in value, just synonymous with what we know to be in Groove Asia. So go to facebook.com/groups/Groove Asia CM to get in touch, and of course, to be a bigger and active part of our community. All right, so with all of that, hopefully this was something that delivered you some kind of value here today, that you learned something new. If you were ever procrastinating, if you ever, stopped yourself from taking action in this case, actually self-sabotaging your own self, robbing yourself of the potential success that you potentially can get as a result of not taking full advantage of the amazing opportunities that's already right in front of you, presented right here within Groove Asia. There's no more time to waste. Time is of the essence, and we want to make sure that absolutely you're doing everything that you can in order for you to take yourself and your own goals to the next level and beyond. You have everything that you need already right here. You have no more excuses. All right, so with that, make sure that within the next week, at the very least, you are a big part of everything that we're doing as much as possible, because it is this moment in history that big things will be happening. So on behalf of the entire Groove Asia community and myself, we do want to thank you for all of your time, for spending the last over hour and a half with us. If you want some additional value, some additional content, some more G Lives in the future with any other special guests that you see on the screen, or even in the comments, or even beyond that, type in G Live inside of the comments so that we know that you're on board with everything that we're doing and that you're looking forward to not only being a part, but also contributing in future sessions as well. All of this, keep in mind, is done for you. If at any point in time you feel overwhelmed, watch this once again. Watch this session once again, because it's all geared towards helping you to finally leave the self-sabotage behind you, the overwhelm behind you, and finally take advantage of the situation, of everything that most people will never have the opportunity to do. All right, so until next time, take action right now. Let us know if you have any questions, and just like with everyone else, all of us, we will see you once again on the inside. Cheers, folks. Have a great rest of the week, and we will see you back right here once again on G Live very, very soon. Cheers.
You gotta get into the groove.